This is 𝗩𝗏𝗏 in Chicago, and you are watching my channel, Knowledge for Quality of Life. Friends, today I thought that I'm going to be sharing with you the vegetables which I make, stir fry veggies. So let's get to it. I'm recording this directly from my kitchen, and you'll be watching me making my stir fry veggies for my dinner preparation. All right, guys, I'm gonna start making the stir fry veggies. This is extra virgin olive oil. I'm making just for 2 people, so we have to adjust the oil accordingly. This is cumin seeds. This is for aroma, cayenne dry pepper. Let it simmer for a while. As soon as it starts simming a little bit, then I'm going to start putting. Here I have cut up veggies. There are about 12 to 13 vegetables in there. I have explained you in the previous videos. So we cut up and fill up the box. It lasts about 3 days. Here I have asparagus, organic asparagus, and organic mushroom, 𝗩𝗶𝗿𝗲𝗄 mushroom. This thing doesn't need to be cooked too much. So once the vegetables goes in there, and about 4 to 5 minutes later, I'm going to start putting this thing, so that this doesn't get overcooked, because it needs very, very little heat. Okay, let me get the there's zucchini in there, there's carrots, red and green bell peppers, turnip, radish, Japanese sweet potato, what else? Brussels sprouts, and it's ready. So I'm gonna start putting the veggies in there. These are broccoli florets, frozen. And I'm going to put some for the spiciness, a little bit kick, because I like to eat a little bit with the flavor. I put cut up jalapeno peppers. Now I'm going to be putting turmeric. Now remember that turmeric has curcumin, and this curcumin doesn't get activated without the presence of chromium, and chromium is very rich in black pepper. So I'm going to put a little bit black pepper, ground black pepper, so to get the curcumin activated. And then I have this 21 seasoning. This is a variety of herbs and spices which I get from 𝗘𝘅𝘁𝗍. So in case if you don't have it available in your place, you can use any dry spices, or even dry spices is not available, you can use a little bit cut up garlic, a little bit cut up ginger, or a little cut up the pepper, and that should do it. And if the vegetables which are locally available, you can use the local vegetables as well. The whole idea is not to overcook the vegetables the way we Asians eat with roti, and we don't eat with roti, so it's so tasty and spicy that you not need to eat any roti with it, and that should do it. So that we get all the nutrients and minerals and vitamins in that without killing all the nutrients and minerals. And then give it a shake a little bit so that everything gets mixed. And I started at 6:07, and about 6:17 this should be done. It takes about 10 to 11 minutes. So I'm going to count. Here I have a watch clock on my oven range. When it's going to turn into 6:11, then I'm going to be adding this cut up mushrooms and asparagus. So after a minute or so, I have to give it a little bit shake so that it doesn't get burned, because my stove is very on the one notch below the medium, because it's not too many vegetables in there, so I don't want to overcook it, otherwise it may start burning from the bottom. So you have to keep your flame a little bit on the low side. Just use your judgment. It should be not sticking to the bottom of the pan. Aroma started coming already because there is a hole in here. The time I will find out that it's ready, it's cooked, that steam is going to come out from this hole. And I don't need to open the lid, because if I open the lid in between, then I'm going to lose some steam and some heat. So it gets cooked with the steam inside. The entire idea is eating this way, because my mom used to make that old-fashioned salan, the vegetable salan, which we used to eat with chapati. Of course, once you eat a roti, then it increases your triglycerides and a lot of other issues. So I had to find out a way that when I gave up my roti, that I have to find out a way that I eat vegetables. We eat all vegetables in a way that without killing nutrients and minerals. And this is the best way, because after eating for a few years now, we have been testing all the nutrients and minerals and vitamin levels, and we are up to optimum in everything. So soon I will be doing separate vlog, and I'll be sharing you the results as well. So it's not a diet basically, it's not depriving oneself from the food, but it's a way of lifestyle that one has to adapt to get the better results. That's all. Because we eat food because of flavor as well, but we eat food for nutrition. Now it's already 6:11, so I'm going to add, look at this. I'm going to start putting it 6:11 because already 4 minutes is up, and then I'm going to give a shake up so that it gets blended with all the vegetables. And it should be done by 6:17, 6:18. As I'm going to watch, once the steam starts coming out of that hole, it means it's done. Because if I keep hitting and cooking beyond that point, then I'm going to get mushy vegetables, and I don't want to make mushy vegetables. I want to have a little bit crunchiness in it. Not raw, not overcooked. If some people wants to have a little more spicier than this one, they can sprinkle a little bit this cayenne pepper as well. But you know, I don't feel it because you know the jalapenos are good enough, and I don't have to cut the entire jalapeno. Maybe 3 or 4 small rounds up, cut up pieces is good enough. It depends, you know, how much vegetables I'm making for how many people. Like yesterday I made for 4 people, so I used almost 1 jalapeno in there. Remember that I didn't add the salt in the beginning, and the reason is that if you add the salt in the beginning, then that salt is going to convert into a moisture and it's going to get vegetable soggy. So I'm going to add, once I shut off the stove and the vegetables are cooked, then I'm going to sprinkle the salt and then mix it. That way it's not going to release water inside. I check the flame with the laser gun, which I have it, just to see that, you know, how much the temperature of the flame is, and it's about 240 to 245 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's nowhere close to the flash point of the olive oil which I use. And people who say that, you know, you cannot cook with olive oil, it all depends on what kind of olive oil. If you have a blended olive oil, then yes, that may be true. But you know, if you have a cold press extra virgin olive oil, the flash point is much higher than what we normally cook. I wouldn't fry with the olive oil, by the way, because you know we don't fry in the house anything. You know, if we have to fry it, we use the air fryer, but we don't deep fry anything. See, it's all moving, all the vegetables are moving because I'm not letting it stick to the bottom of the pan. Otherwise, you know, it may get burned from the bottom. So you have to keep moving this thing from time to time so that, you know, it has some mobility within the wok so that it doesn't get stick. And with little practice, you know, of course, I did a lot of boo-boos because, you know, cooking is an art. It's not exact science. So you get perfect things over time with the practice a little bit. But the whole idea is that don't give up. The moment you give up, then that's it. Now it's 6:17, almost 10 minutes passed. Now we are going to see pretty soon that smoke is going to come out of that hole. And that's what I'm waiting. As soon as I see smoke coming out, I'm going to turn it off. You see that smoke is coming out? It's very subtle, but I can see it. You see that steam is coming out? Yes, it's done. Now I'm going to add, this is iodized sea salt. I'm going to add a little bit salt. Remember that we need salt for our body. It's one of the best electrolytes. So this, if you see here, it says that 1/4 teaspoon has about 70 micrograms of iodine. And this is the brand which I buy, 𝗀𝗄𝑟e Foods iodized sea salt, made from evaporated seawater. So now I'm going to give it a good mix. And the stir fry veggies are ready.